Hello. Welcome everybody. Long time no see. I'm just kidding. How's everybody doing, man? Hope everybody's well rested. Hope everybody's feeling good today. Sunday. What better thing to do on a Sunday than watch a race, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, seriously. Like, yeah. So we're here, round 7, ladies and gentlemen. The SFR versus IRL challenge. We're over on ACC today. And round 7, ladies and gentlemen, you got it. Nurburgring GP, baby. This is a fun racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. We're over here in Germany today. We got the Bentleys out on track. We've got all the other varieties of cars from IRL out on track. It's round 7 of 8 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. And the competition is heating up. I believe drop round will be coming into play after this round. So that's going to completely shake our standings up. We'll go through that temporarily, ladies and gentlemen. So you can see we're still in free practice for another 15 minutes here before qualifying starts. We're actually on board with number 29, and that's driver IRL Sephiroth with Team SFR. While we go through everything, Nolander B fam coming in with the massive thumbs up. How you doing, brother? Much love, much love, much love. So I'm going to do my best here, chat, ladies and gentlemen. My voice is probably... My voice is sore. We came off a massive broadcast here over the weekend. We just had a few hours in between this one and this one, so if you lose me for a second, I'm just getting some liquid in my throat to keep going, guys and gals. So I appreciate everybody tuning in, and seriously, hang on, this is going to be a great race, man. The Nurburgring GP always produces fantastic racing. And the multiplier for the weather today is up quite high, so we are going to see some drastic changes in our time of day here throughout the race. So this could be a lot of fun. You really want to catch it. Smithy Smith, hey Chris, how you doing? How are you still awake? I'm not. I slept a little bit, my friend. I slept a little bit. We're back at it, man. That's just doing what we do, man. We love you guys so much. We just like to hang out with you. We like to bring just great racing to you guys as much as we can. So here we are again. But we ain't on Gran Turismo today. That's the catch. We're over on Santa Corsa Competición. So a lot of my fellow Rockefeller Racing teammates are in the field here today, and of course it's always a pleasure to be able to sit here and broadcast with the team while they race and they compete. But most importantly, we're here for the SFR and IRL League, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to support both the leagues as they have a fun little challenge going on here. Now, MX from IRL and Choco, who is the typical and our normal commentator here for the series as well, ladies and gentlemen, approached Catch, who's our leader over at SFR there, and they drummed up this amazing idea, this little mini-series, this little 8-round mini-series. So the two leagues have taken drivers from both their leagues. They've made a team, and we're here to race for it. So there's individual standings and there's also team standings. So let's jump into that, everybody. I hope everybody's fantastic. I mean, it's Sunday. I hope everybody's having a blessed day. So let's get into some of this fun stuff, shall we? The fun stuff. We all like the fun stuff. Alright, so what we're going to do first, ladies and gentlemen, as soon as I find it. Oh, there it is. Alright, so this is from Bathurst. This is our official results from Bathurst last week, ladies and gentlemen. That was in Spain, all the way over there at Barcelona. That was a pretty fun race. So our top finisher was PREC Molina, which is SFR. Then we had JP in second, who's Team IRL. We had Rockefeller Racing's Catch in third, who's Team SFR. We had MX in fourth, who's Team IRL. Tango 2, who's Team IRL. We had Sephiroth finishing in sixth, who's Team SFR. Gelspeed, Magic Man, and King are all Team SFR. And Rig Pig to round out the top 10 for Team IRL last week. So great racing by those. Of course, our current championships leader, points leader right now, is actually was not in that race, ladies and gentlemen. And we move forward to our current overall driver standings now. Marco, as you see, our current championship leader for Team SFR, was not in last week's race, and again, he's not in the race here this week. So the standings could really be starting to shake up here after round 7, and plus drop rounds still in effect, ladies and gentlemen. Having meetings with Nana this evening when you have some free time, be good to get your input on something. Yeah, you betcha, brother. Just hit me up or send me a messenger message or something if you want, and then I'll hit you up when I'm done. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so in first place is Rockefeller Racing's Marco with 235 points, and that is for Team SFR. Rockefeller Racing's Catch in second place for Team SFR with 215 points. We got JP from Team RRL with 169 points. We got Boosted from Team SFR from Rockefeller Racing with 152 points. We got Sephiroth in 5th from Team Rockefeller Racing as well, and Team SFR for 149 points. We got MX here for Team IRL. We got PRC Molina here as well in 7th place for Team SFR. He's Puerto Rican Esports Club, I believe it is, ladies and gentlemen. Driving for Team SFR as well. 8th is Jetpack. He's driving for Team IRL. Tango 2 is in 9th, driving for Team IRL. And Gelspeed for Rockefeller Racing, Team SFR. Rounding out our top 10 in our individual standings currently. Now again, this is before a drop round, ladies and gentlemen, so the standings are about to get a little shook up here. And of course, this is the league and a team challenge, so there are team standings here, ladies and gentlemen. So currently, after 6 rounds of racing, Team SFR is in the lead with 1,379 overall driver points, and Team IRL is a little bit behind with 952 total driver points. Again, drop rounds are going to come into effect here, ladies and gentlemen. Going to completely shake this championship up, moving into the final round next week. So, let's go find ourselves let's go take a peek at our list here. Let's go see who's all on track today. You jump into the garage, we're going to go take a look at our driver's list here. So, we have MX here in the Audi for Team IRL. He's in that beautiful Mother's Day livery that he designed last week, especially for Mother's Day as well, still in that Audi. And he had incredible pace down in Spain over at Barcelona de Catalunya there last week. And of course the week previous where we had to cancel the race due to technical difficulties. So we did make up that race last week, and he pulled every single qualifying run right up leading into last week's race. So he has definitely been showing some incredible pace in that Audi, and currently with the fastest time on track right now in free practice as well, ladies and gentlemen. So again, that Audi is going to be a car to look out for here at the Nurburgring GP. We got JP here again with Team IRL as well, ladies and gentlemen. He's driving that Porsche, and he had great run. Same thing over there in Spain too as well last week, finishing in 3rd place. So he's going to be looking for a great run here today, and currently sitting 2nd fastest on track in free practice. We have Boosted 45 here, who we see him to pits. And he's been having a great season here as well. So he's currently sitting 3rd fastest on track, and he is driving for Team SFR. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. We have we were just watching number 29 Rockefeller Racing Sephiroth here just a few minutes ago while we're introducing everything, and he's driving for Team SFR as well, and currently sitting 4th and fastest in free practice. And then we have PREC Molina, who won last week's race over in Barcelona. And he's just coming out on track for some more laps here, currently sitting 5th fastest on track, driving for Team SFR, ladies and gentlemen. We have RWB Racing's Little Mac here as well, ladies and gentlemen, currently sitting 6th fastest on track in free practice, and he's driving for Team SFR as well. And RWB Racing is the red, white, and blue racing team, ladies and gentlemen. We have Rockefeller Racing's Magic Man, one of the team captains over at Rockefeller Racing. He's been showing great progression and great pace in his first season here with SFR here in ACC. Gran Turismo player, and moving over to ACC and competing here as well. Now he's been having some good runs, so he's driving for Team SFR as well, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Rockefeller Racing Spec 1, also one of the team captains over at Rockefeller Racing, ladies and gentlemen. And again, same thing, GT7 player, moving over to ACC to get his feet wet a little bit here. He's been having a good run so far this season as well, ladies and gentlemen, driving for Team SFR. We have Tango 2 on track here, who we see is doing very well in the standings. He is in the top 10 in the overall driver standings currently. And he's driving in that Bentley, driving for Team IRL. And I would love to tell you more about all these drivers individually. Unfortunately, I just don't know enough about all of them to be able to do that. We will definitely start to build that personal relationship with all the drivers as time goes on. And we'll definitely start bringing you some fun facts about all our drivers here. We have Darmel here as well, who's been running pretty good here for Team IRL in the last couple of rounds as well, ladies and gentlemen. He's also driving that Bentley. We got Rockefeller Racing's Gelspeed here, who was having a good race last week, and the pit strategy cost him a couple of positions, but still finishing really strong last week. And he's driving for Team SFR as well. And he's been showing some pretty good pace here near the end of the season as well. We have PREC Autista here as well. We see him in the Lamborghini there as well, ladies and gentlemen. And he's driving for Team SFR. We also have PREC King here. Again, another SFR driver. And then we have Choco, who is normally our typical commentator here for the ACC events here this season, but again, having to get called in to get on track. So you can see him, he's working hard here, he's practicing hard. He doesn't drive much for the series, to the best of my understanding, and yeah, he's just coming in to do the call, so we'll see how his race goes for him here today too. But he's on track for his team, for Team IRL, and can't wait to see what he's got for us today. And we do have a couple more drivers yet that are not in quite into the pits here yet. Don't have the cars out on track yet, so we'll see if they get them out on track. So let's let's jump on with MX for a minute. No, he's not on track. Never mind. My bad. I'm a little bit tired, Chad. I do apologize. I do apologize. We're just trying to find. Let's jump on board with Tango 2 here for a couple minutes here, and we're gonna jump like right on board with him here. Get a good look at that Bentley. See that big, huge display camera there. So I mean, I guess the driver has the option here, but I mean, the rearview mirror, from my view, but anyways, I mean, I don't know how the drivers drive. Obviously, they all drive in different views, but rearview mirror, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, on the top left-hand side of your screen, you can only really see half of the rearview mirror. So you got to kind of rely on both of the visuals there, I guess, to really know where that traffic is as you race it up and down the track. Now, this is a pretty fun little track, so. Gonna let me bring up a little piece of fun stuff here. Yeah, Joe coming in with the big lake in the share as well. Much love, my guy. How you doing, brother? Alright, we're coming around the Coca-Cola right now. Oh, nope. Nope, we're not. A lot of these drivers look pretty ready to go. Don't hit that button. Sometimes it locks you up. So let's jump on with Melina. Melina was last week's race winner, ladies and gentlemen. Melina is always a fairly consistent driver here in ACC, from what I've seen anyway so far, and watching other broadcasts through Rockefeller Racing's YouTube channel while they're doing other league races and stuff like that as well, where Melina's involved, and he's always got great pace, so he's always fighting for those top 5 positions, it seems like. So he's definitely going to be a driver to look out for here, I think, today, as he's always a driver to look out for, it seems like, in anything that he's competing in. He's just, you know, he's very calculated. He's a very consistent driver, and drivers that are calculated, consistent, and patient typically do well in racing, right? So I mean, it's just a mentality, right? So we're gonna get rid of that information for now. All that blippity blap. We're just in free practice here. We don't need any of that. We're just chilling, hanging out with our racers here on track while they're running their laps and dialing in their cars. You know, figuring out those tunes and kind of just getting everything ready to go for the race. Some of the drivers are probably setting up their pit strategy. Right, pit strategy, ladies and gentlemen. So, you know, every week has a different mandate for pitting. So we do have one mandatory pit stop here today at Nurburgring GP, and that mandated pit stop is 4 tires. So the drivers are required to change tires once during the race. And so that's going to create about a 30-second pit stop, give or take. Fueling up the vehicle while taking tires isn't really going to make much of a difference in that sense as far as time in pit lane goes, to the best of my understanding, because it's quite a bit different than Gran Turismo, where in Gran Turismo they change the tires and then they fuel your car up. On ACC, the pit crews actually do their job and they fuel the car up and change the tires at the same time. So by the time they get the tires changed on the car, typically the car's fueled up and you're just out and you're back on track, you're racing. So big differences between Gran Turismo and ACC, ladies and gentlemen. The physics model and everything is quite a bit different. As we can see, you know, the graphics model is different. Gran Turismo's graphics are quite good in comparison to every other sim game out there. So, but and we are on PS4 here today too, so that does make a big difference. But I gotta tell you, the driving model, the physics model in ACC is just absolutely top level, guys. I mean, these drivers have to worry about everything, man. They have to worry about tire pressures, toe, camber, roll cage, body height, rear wing angles, They got to worry about the type of tires. They got to worry about how hard they're driving those tires. They got to worry about building up too much air pressure in the tires. So when these drivers start the race, they got to set that air pressure to a number that they want. So as the race progresses and the tires start to wear down and heat up and build up that air pressure, they get them to an optimal range where they still have maximum grip level, even losing tire compound on the tire itself from wear around the racetrack. So the drivers have a ton to think about during these races as well. Plus we have 20 car grids here at ACC, and there's no red flag situations in play here today, round 7 in Nurburgring, and we all know, ladies and gentlemen, we all know that the Castrol S, corner 1, is very, very dangerous on race starts, ladies and gentlemen. So these drivers are going to have to be on point. They're going to have to just be very careful. They're going to have to watch out, give each other space. And as we can see, Milena just going in and dropping a hot lap to say, hey, watch out, I'm coming. We got Little Mac. We'll go jump in with Little Mac. Oh, we can't now because the timer's up. So we are going to start qualifying here shortly, actually, ladies and gentlemen. We're a two-minute warning here for qualifying here, as you can see at the top center of the screen. And yeah, this is gonna be great. This is gonna be a good race. Nurburgring GP always produces great racing. It never ever lets you down as a race fan. Watching a race at Nurburgring GP, it just never lets you down. It really doesn't. It's a fantastic racetrack. It's designed to produce good racing. However, though, surprisingly, it's actually quite hard to pass here. You really do have to be patient and pick your moments, because if you don't, I mean, damage model in ACC is a whole different ballgame too. Every little bit of damage you take affects the way the car drives. Now you're changing everything about your car, your setup, everything that you've worked so hard to dial in a perfect running condition is now affected because you dented in maybe your right quarter panel a little bit because you made contact with another car or something like that. Tire punctures are a real thing as well, ladies and gentlemen, in ACC as well. So we're going to jump on with MX here to start qualifying. So we now are officially underway here in qualifying. It's a 15-minute qualifying run. So what's going to happen now, ladies and gentlemen, is these drivers are going to qualify for 15 minutes. We're going to get about 7, maybe 8 total laps out of these drivers if they just continue pushing lap after lap after lap. And at that point, we'll have about a 3-minute cool down window for the drivers to get their cars set up, get everything ready to go. They'll line them up on the grid. They'll run them around the warm-up lap, and we'll line her up and we'll green start this race, and it'll be game on, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be game on. Let's jump on board with MX here. And again, these, you know, ACC does it. The camera angles in ACC are pretty fun, chat. Like, for real. Let's check all this out, man. We got the steering wheel view here. I don't really like that view much. This is a cool view. This is very immersive, in my opinion, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, how much more realistic, honestly, can you make it as a sim racer driving in a view like this? I mean, for real. That's just you're the eyes of the driver. I mean, that's pretty cool. So yeah, there's some cool stuff here. We got, you know, your typical outside views, and then we have all our beautiful TV shots, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, our guys do such a great job getting different height angles and different viewing angles here. And then we got the chopper in play here too, ladies and gentlemen. The chopper cam rocks. These chopper pilots, top level here at ACC, boys. These guys get all the action. Great shot coming up start-finish line there. So yeah, I mean, pros and cons, ladies and gentlemen. Pros and cons, of course, is personal preference for each individual person who's a sim racer. Some people are just diehard fans for one particular game, you know, and that's totally fine. Totally fine. But you know what? We love broadcasting all these different simulated games out here. It's nice to show everybody what's out there right now and show everybody that sim racing's here, man, and it's big and it's proud and it's fun, and you know, league racing is a massive thing on all platforms for sim racing, and league racing really provides a bond of community. It provides friendships, it provides family. I mean, really, it's crazy. So yeah, you gotta don't be scared, man. You've been sitting on the fence. You're sitting there thinking, man, you know, I really would like to try out a league. Don't be scared. Go find yourself a league. And, we got a pinned comment on the Facebook page. SFR Discord server is there, ladies and gentlemen. You're interested, pop up in there and say hi to the guys and take a look around and see if there's something that intrigues you. You know, you don't have to be a top tier driver to enjoy league racing, ladies and gentlemen. These drivers, that was a weird camera thing happening there. The leagues, the drivers, you know, they all enjoy helping each other practice, get better, get stronger. Obviously, all the drivers like heated competition to start with, and of course the leagues provide divisions, so they can put you in a division that suits your pace for the time where you're at, right? So, and when you do these things, and I mean, it really makes it fun. But at the end of the day, it's just that environment, the racing environment. You know, everybody is working really hard on being respectful and driving really cleanly and driving great and hard and having great passes and just great moments. And you know, it makes it a lot of fun. And just that seat time and being a part of something like that, it improves your skill as well. And you may not even realize it. And then you go into the next season and it's like, oh wow, hey, I feel pretty good about what's been happening here. So yeah, if you're sitting on the fence about league racing, ladies and gentlemen, don't try it. All you can do is try it. Maybe you don't like it. That's okay. Maybe you'll love it. You never know. Hi, I need a sincere opinion. Is a 729 one in Nordschleife and an Audi GTO 90 Quattro any good in iRacing? Ooh, I have no idea, my friend. I have no idea. Unfortunately, I don't know anything about iRacing as I don't have the PC to be able to operate iRacing. So, however, with that being said, though, if you jump over... Actually, here, hold on. Hold on. I'll post a link in the YouTube chat for you. So what you can do, my man, is jump in that Discord server, and there are guys there that do race and iRacing. They'll totally be able to answer any questions you have. So just give me one moment. I just gotta go grab the link here for you. I'm glad you said something, because I always forget to post a link in my YouTube channel. Alright, so over there on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen, we just posted the link. So what that link is, ladies and gentlemen, is that's a link to the SFR Discord server. Grab that link, join up into the Discord server, and then of course one of the officials or one of the members over there in the Discord server will give you some assistance, and they'll set you up with some roles, and yeah, and then just ask in the general chat there if there's any guys involved in iRacing there, and then yeah. Thanks, you want a subscriber? Hey, cheers, brother. You know what? We don't care so much about that. We just like to bring great content out to you guys. I know there's lots and lots of race fans worldwide, so it's a lot of fun to be able to bring stuff like this out to the people, out to the masses. We love it. It's fun. Let's jump in with a SFR driver here. Let's jump on with let's jump on with Rockefeller Racing's Magic Man. Magic Man didn't get a lot of camera time last week, so let's show Magic Man some love here from Team SFR here while we're qualifying as well, ladies and gentlemen. And then we're gonna jump into the garage here real quick and monitor the situation here in qualifying, as we're about halfway through now, and we're gonna go check to see how everybody's sitting in qualifying now. We're going to see obviously those positions change quite a bit throughout the qualifying. Guys are wearing down fuel a little bit, getting those tires up to temperature like we were just talking about a few minutes ago, trying to get that car into optimal range, and then that's when they're going to really try and put that lap down for their qualifying. So we're going to see those changes, position swapping potentially right down to the last qualifying lap, ladies and gentlemen. So hey, cheers, Steven. Cheers, man. We love you. We love you. We appreciate all the support here at GT45. We really do. But yeah, no, there's definitely somebody there that will be able to point you in the right direction and get you to help. And yeah, for sure, brother. Yeah, SFR is quite a big racing community, a big racing league. Of course, not currently right now. They're not running any championships over on the Gran Turismo side of things due to the state of Gran Turismo 7 currently with the lobby situation. As soon as the lobby situation starts to get sorted out, you will see some SFR content and leagues coming for GT. So all you GT drivers out there, it's coming. Don't worry. We're just waiting for them lobbies to be sorted, and then we're going to start seeing some SFR leagues over on the Gran Turismo side again. Of course, there's always SFR stuff going on over here on the ACC side. So if you guys are ACC drivers and you're looking for leagues, you want to check out SFR. These guys have, they've been running some pretty great leagues here over years. They do console leagues, they do PC leagues on ACC, ladies and gentlemen. So, and again, there's also links to the IRL. All the IRL guys are in the SFR Discord. There's a lot of links to a lot of other leagues as well throughout the Discord servers. So all you guys got to do is just jump in there, ask some questions, man, and somebody is going to get you to the right person, the right contact to get you where you need to go. So, yeah, much love out there, everybody, and keep racing, man. Keep winning. I mean, just go out there and have fun. It's always about the fun. Let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. I used to be a part of a stock car racing team. Mario coming in with that major thumbs up. How you doing, Mario? Much love, brother. I used to be a part of a stock car racing team. I was a spotter for the racing team. We were running super late models, and I'm going to tell you, when I was contemplating on maybe trying to get into racing myself, of course, money is always a factor when it comes to racing because it's a very expensive hobby. But, when I was talking to the race team driver, the race car driver, the race team owner, the first thing he said to me is, if you can't come out every weekend knowing you're going to lose $3,000 or $4,000 just to have fun, you're here for the wrong reason. Race cars are a very expensive hobby, ladies and gentlemen, and the main point of racing, of motorsports, is to have fun. So, I mean, as long as you're having fun, ladies and gentlemen, that's really all that matters. That's really all that matters. That's what it's all about. I mean, yes, we're competing, we're racing for championships, we're racing for titles, we're racing for bragging rights, but at the end of the day, we're also here just to have fun. We love spirited competition. We're human beings. We're human beings, right? That's what makes us human. We love spirited competition. So, yeah, and I mean, sim racing is a great way to do it. And you don't have to be, like I said, it's made for all skill levels, all ages. It's just one of those things that everybody can get involved in. All right, so currently looking right now, the way Qualify is sitting, ladies and gentlemen, we do have MX again sitting in pole. We have Boosted currently sitting in second. We have JP provisionally, of course, ladies and gentlemen, sitting in third. Molina's in fourth. Sephiroth is in fifth. We have Autista in sixth. Seventh is Gel Speed. We have Little Mac in eighth. Spec 1 ninth. Tango 2 is 10th. We have Magic Man in 11th. We've got King in 12th. We got Mendy in 13th. We've got Darmel in 14th. Shark Attack in 15th. Choco in 16th. And Catch in 17th. Currently, this is just provisionally. Let's jump on with our provisional pole driver here for the time being, which is MX. And, yeah, see what he's got here. So you can see in the top bottom right side of the screen there, you can see track conditions, you can see some weather temperature. That's from our Helicam. The cars do sound really good over here at ACC too, though. I'm not going to lie, ladies and gentlemen. The cars sound fantastic over here on the setup. Yeah, Jason Dean Harrison coming in with that thumbs up as well. Much love, everybody. Much love, much love. Steven coming in with that big thumbs up over on YouTube as well. Much love, everybody. We appreciate everybody coming in, hanging out. So the Nurb, ready? Let's do a track guide on the Nurb. So we're going to jump on board with our driver sitting currently in provisional pole, MX. We're coming into T1, ladies and gentlemen. So T1 Castrol S. This is technically called the Castrol S. And then we come into the Mercedes Arena, which is a series of corners. And this is kind of an interesting little set of corners. You got to be careful here. You want to get on the throttle, but if you get too much on the throttle, you shoot it really wide. And then you got to watch your braking point coming into the second part of Mercedes Arena here. And then coming out of Mercedes Arena, coming into turn 5, we come down the RTL straight, which also comes into a corner here, which is this first left-hander right here is a part of the RTL. And then once we get out of RTL, we're coming into the forward curve, ladies and gentlemen, which is turn 7. And then we run up the straight here, and then it's a little bit of a kind of a kinky straight, I guess, so to speak. It's got a little bit of a bend to it. And then we're coming into the Dunlop curve. I mean, obviously a famous corner here at the Nurburgring GP, ladies and gentlemen. And then from here, of course, entering the Michael Schumacher S's, ladies and gentlemen, which is pretty much a full send type corner, maybe a little lift. I'm not sure how it works on an ACC here, but it's a high-speed set of corners. And then from there, ladies and gentlemen, these drivers are going to run up this small little straight run here, and then they're going to come in Kumbo curve? I think it's Kumbo curve. It's just turn 11. And then we're moving into the bit curve, which is turn 12, ladies and gentlemen. Then these guys are going to run up the straight. Little kink here. This little kink is called Hatzenbecksbogen. Hatzenbecksbogen. And then they're going to run up a straight. And then we're coming into this final chicane, which is the Vidal chicane, obviously, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, the final corner here, which is the Coca-Cola curve. Most recently now renamed the Coca-Cola curve over the last few years, I believe. So a little bit of a track guide here by a provisional pole driver MX from Team IRL. And, of course, a little bit of corner knowledge for all the race fans out there that, well, like that kind of thing. No. Oh, haha. It didn't lock up. I thought it was going to lock up on us this time. All right, let's jump on with PREC Autista here now. And he's driving Lamborghini here, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, we do have different cars on tracks here. We see Porsches on track. We see a ton of Bentleys. Most of the team from SFR is driving the Bentleys here. But we do see a couple drivers opting to take different cars. Autista in the Lamborghini. Shark Attack, I believe, drives Lamborghini as well. We have King there in the Lamborghini as well. We see Porsches on track. Typically, we see a Jag and a Lexus, but I believe both those drivers are actually not in the field today. So we do see different classes of the GT3 cars as well here. Good evening. How you doing, Dean? How you doing, brother? And Mercedes Arena, again, ladies and gentlemen, is just such a tricky little sector. I mean, you're coming out of that hard hairpin out of turn 1, which apparently they consider an S-curve. And then you come into this sweeping set of S's called the Mercedes Arena. I mean, you cannot force the issue through the Mercedes Arena. You will spin your car. You know, I mean, it's just not nice. Nurburgring GP is an absolutely amazing racetrack. It is such a fun racetrack, but man, it will make you pay the price if you don't treat it with some respect. You know what I mean? This racetrack can hurt you just as quick as it can help you. So it's going to provide a really great race here today, ladies and gentlemen. And again, our time of day multiplier here in the race here today is quite high. So this is really going to be a fantastic race. So you definitely want to stay tuned in for as much of it as you can, ladies and gentlemen, if possible, because we're definitely going to see some transitioning in our time of day here today. And that's what makes this so much fun. I mean, that's our simulated part, right? I mean, that's what makes simulation racing. You know, when the developers of these beautiful simulated games are starting to make even the realism as far as the outside environment goes with the racetracks and the weathers and the time of days, it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. It just totally adds a whole new element to things. And it really makes for some great racing. It really does. It takes drivers that are maybe very comfortable on a racetrack in the daytime and maybe takes them out of their comfort zone as things progress later into the day. Of course, as you get later into the day, the track temperatures are going to change as well, ladies and gentlemen. All of that matters over here at ACC. All of it. Every little fine detail makes a difference on your car's performance. I don't know if we have any... we still have a couple drivers on a hot lap. It looks like JP's still on a hot lap here as well, ladies and gentlemen. So let's we can't actually jump on with them here now because the drivers that were across the start-finish line obviously were allowed to finish the lap that they're on as long as they complete it within the time limit. So these drivers are kind of on their last shot here, but they are coming around the Coca-Cola curve right now. And those look like they were our last drivers on their hot lap. So there we go. So the qualifying session has ended, ladies and gentlemen. So there's going to be a slight little cool down period. And during that period is it just allows the drivers time to... Oh, we see a GTR on track, ladies and gentlemen. I think that's the first time I've ever seen GTR so far in the series. So that's good. That's interesting. That's definitely a different car. We haven't seen that one on track yet since I've been... of course, covering the series. So, fun. Very fun. Very fun. So, we do have 18 drivers on track, ladies and gentlemen, which is fantastic. Typically, it's a 20-driver field, so to have 18 of our drivers here on track today is beautiful. So, the way this works for the team standings, ladies and gentlemen, is if one team has less drivers than the other team, the team that has more drivers will only count the same amount of drivers as far as their top finishing positions goes for the team standings, if that makes sense, ladies and gentlemen. So if Team SFR has 11 drivers and Team IRL has 9 drivers, then only the top 9 drivers from Team SFR will count towards the total cumulative team points. However, the drivers that aren't getting counted for the team points will still be obviously getting their calculated individual driver points. So the drivers are still driving for something on the grid here no matter what. But yeah, the way the team standings works is they always keep the number of drivers from each team even as far as the team standing goes for through each round, and that is just for fair play reasons, ladies and gentlemen. That is purely fair play. And I love that. I love that. You know, fair play is the way it is. Fair play keeps it even across the board for each individual driver, and there's no advantages to any particular driver. And I mean, it's up for grabs for anybody. I love fair play. I love fair play. Can I return to the garage, please? Yes, thank you. So what we're going to do is typically I like to try and jump into the middle of the field here for this race start. And we're going to jump into helicopter cam for the race start, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just going to give me, hopefully, the best angle for you guys to see the race start right through turn 1. So hopefully you guys can see the whole field basically piling into turn 1 and Mercedes Arena at the race start here. And that way there, hopefully you guys don't miss anything of any of the action, anything that goes on there in the first few corners of the race start here. Now remember, the driver's going to get put on the grid. They're going to run a warm-up lap, and then they're going to start like we start in real life, ladies and gentlemen, behind a pace car essentially. So it's fantastic. I love the way that everything happens here. I really, really do. This is such a fantastic setup here. The only downside to commentating, unfortunately, for ACC on console is switching drivers. It's the only thing that's a little bit complicating, but with the way we have to do that, it also gives me an advantage to give us a rundown through the field and look for the juicy battles. We all love the juicy battles. So we are about to get underway here. We're a minute and a half. So again, these guys are going to do a warm-up lap. So you're going to see all the drivers in and out of formation throughout one lap around the Nurburgring GP, ladies and gentlemen. And you're going to see a lot coming from these drivers, and I'll explain kind of as we see it, I suppose. But what you should expect to see here in the next few minutes in the warm-up lap is you're going to see drivers accelerating really hard and braking really hard. You're going to see drivers swerving back and forth. You're going to see a lot of jockeying of the race car. Things that you don't typically do with the race car during the race, right? And what the drivers are doing, ladies and gentlemen, is they're trying to build the air pressure up in their tires, and they're trying to scrub their tires in. And what I mean when I say scrub is they're just trying to wear that smooth, brand new layer of rubber on that brand new tire off to give it a little bit of texture, and that little bit of texture in that tire is what's going to give the tire a little more grab on the tarmac surface here at the Nurburgring GP. And then in combination with the perfect amount of air pressure, you're optimizing your grip level in the tire, because these tires are specially engineered, ladies and gentlemen, for track conditions, for air pressure, all of these things. All this stuff is factored in when these race tires are designed and developed for these cars. So the drivers are building up that air pressure. They're getting the cars, hopefully, at optimal grip levels for the race start. So with that being said, that also creates chaos sometimes on race starts, because sometimes you have a driver who may not have gotten the best pressure buildup and warm and scrub in their tires during that warm-up lap, and they might not get the best race start, but the guys behind them really got their tires warmed up, and they really got in optimal conditions, and they got a really good. So yeah, anything can happen in turn 1, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely anything can happen in turn 1. And we see our drivers all off the start and finish line here right now. You can see them now starting their warm-up lap. Again, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to sit right in the middle of the field here today. So we're going to sit on driver Magic Man for Team SFR at the race start here today. And we'll put it in a helicopter view right now, actually. And hopefully we get lots of the juicy bits of action that kind of are about to happen here coming through at turn 1 in the Mercedes Arena, right? It's going to be fun. So once these drivers clear this sector of the racetrack, and they get around into around the Mercedes arena and get into our TTL. RTL. Once they get out of the Mercedes arena and onto RTL, you know, that's when the drivers will start to kind of single file out, so to speak, and that's when the race will really start to happen. Everybody will kind of settle into their positions and just race on, because then the track starts to kind of open up a little bit. It's not so tight, it's not so technical. It's a little more wide open as far as race car speed goes. And yeah, you can see here, I mean, these guys are capable, and they definitely could take these corners too wide here if they absolutely need to. But again, Nurburgring GP really is a tough racetrack to pass on here on Assetto Corsa. It looks like there's a lot of room on the racetrack, but when you guys are at race pace, when you're at speed, you'd be surprised at how little room there really is to make an efficient, clean move. As I said, it does require patience, and it does require timing. Boogity 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 boo, boys, let's go racing! Boogity 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 boo, boys, let's go racing! Look out, Wall Trip, I'm coming for your job, brother. I love that no-lander. We should get a clip of that, actually, and get that on stream. I love that. I just gotta practice it more. We could totally get that down. Gotta change it up just slightly, though. Copyright reasons, you know. Just in case. But it's going to be a fantastic race, ladies and gentlemen. I do know that a lot of these drivers enjoy Nürburgring. Who doesn't enjoy Nurburgring GP? I mean, honestly, I wasn't a big fan of this racetrack when I first started my sim racing career. And that's because it is a tricky racetrack. But man, once you learn this racetrack, it's so much fun. So much fun. I dislike anything that I struggle with. Let's just be honest. So yeah, that's what I mean. You can see all the drivers jockeying for position here. Now they're starting to get bunched up, but thankfully they essentially have a ghost mode here during the warm-up round, so there's no incidental contact between the drivers, like causing damage before the race starts. All that great stuff. That is Daryl Cartrip. Yes, sir. Daryl Cartrip. Love it. Oh, look at that. Look at that. What a great shot. All those cars just lined up. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Are we ready? It's time to go green, baby. Guys are coming up right now. Green light, go! And we are hot, ladies and gentlemen. We are underway here for round 7 at Nurburgring GP. And here we go. Let's get our chopper cam in. Let's get them moving. What a shot. What a great shot by our chopper cam, ladies and gentlemen. Got to get a race photo there. Ooh, everybody is working pretty good together. 4 wide, ladies and gentlemen, right there in the middle of the field around T1 as we're coming into Mercedes Arena. A little bit of contact there between Magic Man and Little Mac, but you can just see the drivers are all trying to keep each other, just trying to keep space amongst each other. You can see them really just playing cautiously here right now. And again, ladies and gentlemen, now we're coming into RTL. We're going to start to see the drivers settle in here now. We're going to start seeing drivers tucking in behind each other and race on. So exactly how I suspected this race was going to start. These guys did exactly what we were just talking about, ladies and gentlemen. So absolutely fantastic race start here by all 18 drivers on the track, ladies and gentlemen. That was fantastic. It really, really was. So let's, now that we've cleared our race start here, ladies and gentlemen, we love you, Magic, we really do, my guy, but we are going to jump on with our current race leader, who is MX right now. Obviously, we're going to stick with our race leader here currently at the beginning of the race now. As you can see, the car is all in tow here. It is, again, it's just a matter of patience and hitting your marks and driving your lines now at this point. From here right to the start-finish line now, ladies and gentlemen. Again, it's not as simple as you'd think to pass here at Nurburgring GP. So it's going to take a lot of calculation, a lot of patience, a lot of strategic brain work. And, you know, sometimes that 200 IQ move always helps too, ladies and gentlemen. So we're in for a treat here today. There's no doubt about it. And this is what MX is kind of dealing with here right now in the lead of the race, ladies and gentlemen. So he doesn't have teammate JP in that Porsche there just behind him. So I don't know if he necessarily needs to worry so much about JP, as obviously JP's not going to force an unsafe or an unsmart pass or an attempt to move into a corner and take his teammate out. You shouldn't be anyways. And these two have been playing quite smart together here. Like last week in Barcelona, ladies and gentlemen, these two were really slipstream racing kind of for a while. And there we go. We like that view too. That's a great view. Really gives you a great shot of what's going on around the drivers in behind and in front of course, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what MX is dealing with right now, and it's just a train. It is just an absolute train of cars right now behind this, and it's probably right from front to back. I would imagine that there's not a lot of separation between the whole field at the moment. Yeah, well, you can see it on the radar map here, ladies and gentlemen, on top left center of the screen there. Yeah, you can see lots of little clusters of cars going on here right now. But again, we are going to stick with our race leader here on the first lap or 2 laps here. We're going to see if anything develops here for battles, of course, between our top group of drivers. A little bit of light faux pas there from our cameraman right there in that one particular corner. We've been getting that ugly lighting angle, so we'll try to avoid that for you guys and gals. I do apologize. That was a terrible angle on our cameraman's part right there. And we're back with our heli boys here on track, and they really do produce some great shots here at Nurburgring GP. It's like, again, it's just a great flowing racetrack, ladies and gentlemen, and these guys, it's game on, man. It is really game on. You can see Team IRL here right now really trying to put some pace down. We're really starting to try and pull away from Boosted and SFR out there in 3rd and 4th place. Oh, what a run JP got right there, ladies and gentlemen. Look at that run JP got on teammate MX coming through the Vidal chicane there. So coming around Coca-Cola corner, JP is right on the back end of teammate MX here now. And you can see MX is just trying to break the slipstream, but JP's not interested in really, again, forcing the issue with teammate MX. These guys are just trying to get away from Team SFR currently right now. And that was a fantastic run through that chicane there by JP in that Porsche, ladies and gentlemen. He got a great push through there. Giggity, guys. Let's get racing. There we go. Our new saying, my guy. Oh, Noli. That's clutch. That's clutch. We can totally pull that. Giggity. Oh, yeah. Love this community. Hashtag top community, the sim racing community, ladies and gentlemen. Love you guys and gals out there. You're absolutely fantastic. You never cease to stop amazing me, that is for sure. All the laughs, all the moments, all the viewing, all the great comments in the chats all the time, all the support for all our racers on track, week in, week out, day in and day out. You guys are amazing. You should really give yourselves a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute legends. All right, so it seems like our front pack is kind of settling into the race here a little bit. So let's go see what kind of fun is developing here on the racetrack, shall we? We can see looking like about our top 7 drivers here in that first pack, as we can see Autista and that Lamborghini just holding up the rear end of that lead pack there. It's so hard to say that. I mean, the cars are only separated by a couple of seconds, 1.5, 2 seconds apart from each other. Right down into the top 10 essentially. So we got Little Mac here in 9th place, and then we see a little bit of a gap, and then we have our second pack here on Nürburgring. And of course this pack of course got a little bit jumbled up at the race start, as we saw there. Is again just everybody just absolutely trying to be very cautious and safe, and just try to make sure everybody gets through safe and sound. So they did lose a little bit of time on that front pack, just trying to get through the Mercedes arena safe and sound, ladies and gentlemen. So a little bit of, I guess there's a little bit to learn there. If you don't want to get caught up in that back half of the pack going into T1 on a racetrack in a race like this, you just need to qualify in the top half of the pack, essentially, right? So yeah, they have some work to do here, but it doesn't mean that they're out of this race by any stretch of the imagination. We see Spec 1 here in 11th. Oh, there we go. Our chopper cam's catching a battle between Choco and Magic Man here currently. So let's jump in with Choco here. Love to see some racy out of Choco. He is that's fantastic. So let's let's jump on board here and get it back into her. Yeah. We'll take a little peek here. So this is what he's got to deal with on the right of his car. As you see one of the PRC drivers going by, and now that GTR is all in his business here in the back end. So Choco's battling with Magic Man, loses a spot to King. And now he's got to worry about Mendy in behind here in the GTR. Cliff Scholl's coming in with that thumbs up. How you doing, Mr. GT? GT Realm in the house, ladies and gentlemen. If you haven't checked him out over on Facebook, ladies and gentlemen, go show the man some love when he's live, Monday to Friday. So Choco's doing a really good job here for Team IRL right now, sitting in 14th place. He's got to be absolutely happy with that currently right now in the race. Again, I don't think he races too much here in ACC series, so he's having to step in as a reserve driver, and he's looking really good here so far early on. So keep going, Choco, brother. Commentators unite. Oh, we see King went a little bit wide there. Oh, I don't know if there was contact there or not, but Choco did get a good run there, and he had to back off a little bit there. Of course, we were inside, though, so I couldn't really tell if there was contact. It was very, very close, ladies and gentlemen. There was contact there. Got Billy coming in with that heart as well. I see you out there. I see you all out there. We love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate everybody. All right, what else we got brewing on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen? You know, there's going to be battles developing all throughout this race. I mean, this Nurburgring, man, it's going to happen. These drivers are going to settle into their paces, and we got Catch and Melina here, looking like maybe they're. I wouldn't say they're battling right now, but they're definitely closing in on each other. So we're going to jump on board with Catch here. And you can see he's just behind Melina, and Melina's just behind SFR. So we have three, well, essentially we have 4 Team SFR drivers all in a line here right now. And with Autista in behind Catch here, we have 5 SFR drivers currently in a line here. So if these drivers can hook up and stay on a nice, good pace and work together really well, these guys might be able to push those 2 front runners there. It's a very tough racetrack, though, and drafting does help. I mean, slipstreaming obviously always helps on a straightaway, ladies and gentlemen. It helps you pick up a little more speed. It helps you save fuel and tires as well for the cars that are in the back. But with that being said, the disadvantage of being the car in the back is dirty air, and dirty air is very tough to drive, and it changes the way your car acts. So you have to be conscious of that at all times when you're driving in traffic in these race cars, because you have to make sure that if you're driving in dirty air, you're braking a little bit sooner. You're allowing your car just a smidge more turn-in time. And you know, it's a mental game. It really is a mental game. There is always so much to think about when you're racing, but it just comes with time. It comes with practice. It comes with seat time. And I got to tell you, these drivers here from SFR and the IRL League are absolutely doing a fantastic job so far in this series. They've been putting on some fantastic racing here over at ACC, and this one's already turning out to be an absolute fire show here, ladies and gentlemen. We see T1 there. We do see Boosted starting to put a little bit of pressure on JP in second place there, so we might jump over to that here. I don't think Catch is really going to try and battle Melina here. Catch is a team player, ladies and gentlemen. If he feels like he's a little bit slower than one of his teammates that is right there, he'll make sure that teammate gets around, because he's just got the better pace. If he's got a little bit faster pace, he's got a little bit of a better chance to win the race. So the Catch is a 100% team player, ladies and gentlemen, and he's never in a hurry to force an issue on a teammate for sure. So let's jump on with Boosted here for a minute, because we did see Boosted. Let's actually jump on with JP here and hang out with this battle for a minute, because I gotta tell you, Boosted has been all over the back bumper of that Porsche in certain sectors of the Nurburgring GP here. And he's only got about a 1.5 or 2 second gap behind MX in that Audi currently right now, his teammate in front in the lead. But he does have this SFR driver in Boosted 45 to worry about right now. And Boosted's looking quite strong here. He is making that Bentley just hum around the Nurburgring GP right now. And he's not putting immediate pressure on JP, but he is absolutely close enough to, well, you guys can see it for yourselves. He's close enough to see him in the review mirror, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get right into the driver's eyes here. So this is what the driver sees, and right in the review mirror there, you can see that Bentley coming up into the picture there. Now you see that Bentley absolutely on him. That Bentley is on him, coming into Coca-Cola curve. You see him flashing the lights there a little bit. So let's get into our helicopter cam here as these two drivers battle a little bit. This is a battle for second place and third place, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a battle with JP and Boosted. Oh, we got contact. We do have contact. We do have Boosted making contact with JP there, coming into T1. So as you see there, Boosted opting to just stay back, not take the position from JP. So what we saw there, ladies and gentlemen, is he accidentally made contact with the back end of that Porsche coming into T1, and he backed out immediately. To give that position, make sure that JP, the driver in the Porsche, make sure that he maintains his position. So really great racing respect and etiquette there from Boosted. Racing incidents happen, ladies and gentlemen. Again, different cars, right? The Porsche is very small car. It's a little more lighter and nimble coming into the corners, where the Bentley is a much bigger car. It's a little bit heavier, so it takes a little bit more to get that car to really wind down into the corners, right? So it was just a small error. I think probably on the driver's part of Boosted. Of course, he's in slipstream too, so a little bit of overspeed maybe factoring in. He just made a miscalculation on his braking. It didn't look like too severe of a hit there. It was enough to kind of throw the back end of the Porsche a little bit loose, but for the most part, that was just a little bit of a tap. So hopefully the drivers haven't suffered too much damage from that, but only time will tell. Because we do see Sephiroth, I believe it is. Is that Sephiroth? I think it's Sephiroth. Just behind as well. It is driver Sephiroth. Now he's just... well, I mean, he kind of benefited from that little bit of a mistake there from Boosted, as he is able to now close in on that battle for the podium as well, ladies and gentlemen. So, yeah, I mean, and that's the way it goes in racing, right? When drivers ahead of you start battling, then that's your opportunity to make up time and try to get your nose in that battle, really, essentially. So that's what Sephiroth's working on right now. He gained probably half the distance to that guy. A group, that little battle that was in front of him after that contact there. So he's got himself in a decent position to fight for podium here early on at Nurburgring GP, ladies and gentlemen. We got Choco here. We see a battle right here between King and Mendy. Oh, and Mendy goes, oh, he went sideways. Mendy gets into the wall, ladies and gentlemen. That was a tough hit, ladies and gentlemen. Him and King just running side by side there. And the GTR looked like it just lost the back end under throttle there, and really unfortunate. He went really hard off the racetrack into that wall there, coming into the Vito. Yeah, and you can see he's going into pit lane there. He's definitely got to go and attend to his car. Really unfortunate for Medi there, and it is what it is. The crew will work on the car. They'll get the car fixed. They'll get that car back out on track, ladies and gentlemen. And it'll be game on again. So really unfortunate for the GTR driver, Medi, there. And MX has just opened up a very juicy gap here now on that second and third place battle of just over 4 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. And that was literally compliments to a little bit of a mistake there between the third and fourth, the second place driver battling there. So MX has 100% benefited from that. He's now got a comfort zone, so to speak. He's got a little bit of a breathing room here. He doesn't have any immediate pressure on him. He can really just dial in and focus on running his laps here right now early on in this race. We still have 45 minutes remaining, so we're only a quarter of the way through our race here. We do have driver JP here as well. Don't do it. Hit the wrong button. Still currently sitting in second place in that Porsche. We can see Boosted's just kind of playing it just tight and chilling right there right now back at third place. You know, he's just trying to catch back up to the back into that portion and try to get that position from JP here again. Sephiroth trying to close in on these guys for that battle here on podium. We're just looking for a battle here. Right now, the race is fairly wide open, it seems like. We had a couple of quick... Oh, there we go. We got a little battle between Magic and Molina here. We see Molina opting to go into pit lane there just to get out of that fight. So Magic Man now gaining that position on Molina here for P8. Now, maybe Molina has some damage or something happened to the race car there and we missed it. I'm not sure. So we got Choco, and Choco's doing fantastic here, ladies and gentlemen, right now. We got Choco currently sitting in 12th place. We do have, looks like two drivers have come out of the race here for whatever reason. Maybe disconnect issues. Again, we are electronically racing here, ladies and gentlemen, and unfortunately for some of the drivers, sometimes the internet does cause a problem and it does disconnect them from the server. So the rule is, ladies and gentlemen, for an incident like a disconnect situation, if you disconnect from the server, you do need to complete 70% of the race in order to qualify for points. So the two drivers that we've just lost on track, unfortunately, will not qualify for points here today. And we got Mendy right back out on track with that GTR. He is in the mix of it again, ladies and gentlemen. So let's find the driver to hang out with here. Let's go. We see Boosted has gained a bit of a gap on Sephiroth here. And we just got guys getting around that GTR that we've seen spinning out there. So you see the GTR getting out of the way, of course, letting the lead lap guys go through. And these guys, I believe, only have 3 corners, if I'm not mistaken, to let the lead traffic through. So, you know, if you're in a technical sector like, say, the Mercedes arena, obviously those drivers are allowed to hold their line through the arena. But as soon as they get through that sector of the race course, it is their responsibility to move over, get off the racing line, and let the lead lap traffic through, ladies and gentlemen. Dolander, iRacing, nice. Hey, okay, buddy, I'm off to work. Have a blessed day, my friend. Hey, have a blessed night, my guy. Have a great night at work. Alright, so we got a little bit of a mini battle developing here for 9th and 10th place. Now, these are SFR teammates right here between Rockefeller Racing Spec 1 and Gel Speed. So, we're just going to jump on board with Spec 1 here for a minute as we see Gel Speed's really gaining, wrong way, some time. I don't know my left from my right today, apparently, on Spec under braking there. But you see just a lot of respect there, of course, teammates, so they don't want to make contact with each other here either. So, Gel Speed's, oh, he's going to take a move on the inside there. As the Spec went a little bit wide there, coming through the second part of the Mercedes arena. And then we're coming into the RTL here, and that allowed Gel Speed to be able to get around Spec there. So Spec just went a little bit wide there, coming into the second part of Mercedes arena, and just made a mistake. So now Gel Speed and Spec coming through the forward curve here, and unfortunately, Spec 1 losing position there, dropping down to P10. So, as the guys are coming up to the Dunlop curve here. Coca-Cola, yeah, no, Dunlop, that's Dunlop. Michael, the Schumacher S's, ladies and gentlemen, right here. Aptly named most recently after Michael Schumacher, of course, I think just a few years ago. Then these guys run up this straight here. Then we coming into that in the Hetzenberg Bogen kink, and then we've got, of course, the Vitor chicane, very, very infamous chicane. Nurburgring GP is just an infamous racetrack altogether, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I don't have much history research for you guys because I've been very busy this week. I was involved in a massive event over the weekend, so I just haven't had the normal amount of time to do my research to bring you guys some amazing, fun little stuff, fastest lap information, stuff like that. I do apologize. We'll definitely have that for you guys next week. So we can move back into our chopper cam here. We're going to head back to the garage, and we're going to see what we can see on track. So as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, daytime is very quickly fading. The lights are coming on the race cars. The lights are coming on track here, and these guys are going to be finishing off this race tonight in the dark, ladies and gentlemen. So again, you know, maybe very comfortable on track during the daytime, these drivers are, but maybe some of these drivers aren't so comfortable with the GP ring at night. So, you know, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how our changing time of day is really going to factor into our race here today, too. And we got Sephiroth here for Team SFR, currently sitting 4th. We're just going to give you the rundown here. Currently sitting 5th is PREC Altista, again, Team SFR. We have Tango 2 from Team IRL here, sitting in 6th place. We've got Little Mac from RWB sitting in 7th place for Team SFR. We've got Magic Man for Team SFR currently sitting in 8th. We've got Gel Speed in 9th for Team SFR. We've got Spec 1 in 10th for Team SFR. We've got PREC King in 11th for Team SFR. So we have quite a few SFR drivers in the middle of the field here currently. We've got Chaco for Team IRL in 12th. Teammate Darmel is in pit lane here, sitting in 13th. We've got Shark Attack for IRL as well, ladies and gentlemen, sitting 14th. We've got PREC's Molina. Now, I'm not sure what happened to Molina there, but we did see him go into pit lane. So, currently sitting in 15th. And again, last week's race winner, ladies and gentlemen. So, big implications there for Team SFR is they have one of their faster drivers sitting in the back of the pack currently, and then we have Medi here, who I believe is coming in for IRL as reserve in that GTR, and you can see that GTR there now. And then, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, the disc rotors are constantly glowing here on ACC. That's just a glitch within the game. We got a couple guys coming into pit lane here. See Spec and Gelspeed both coming into pit lane at the same time. Let's jump on board with Choco here as he's battling with King in that Lamborghini currently. A really great shot. Get to see all those lights lit up on all these GT3 cars. You know, these guys got their lights and their endurance lights on, so that's what we're seeing right now. When you guys see all the lights on these cars, they've got what they call the endurance lights on. And that's just, of course, to give as much light to the racetrack for these cars as you can, because obviously anybody that drives knows that every per 100 kilometer an hour you're going, you're overdriving your low beam. So after 100 kilometers an hour, you're actually overdriving the distance that your low beams are shining in your vehicle, say if you're on the highway. So, I mean, these drivers are doing upwards of 120 to 130, 40, 50 mile an hour, ladies and gentlemen. So that's why we see so many lights on these GT3 cars, so it gives more illumination to the racetrack. Because again, every 65 mile an hour these cars go, they're overrunning a setting of their headlights. Headlights have low beam and high beam, so at 200 kilometer an hour, at 129 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen, these cars are overrunning high beams. So that's why we see all the extra lights on the front end of these cars, so that the drivers can have the absolute best chance of seeing what's in front of them as they're racing, ladies and gentlemen. Because, I mean, it's dangerous. Racing at night is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous. It takes a lot of your visual referencing away, as, of course, it gets darker throughout the racetrack. The only thing you can see is what your headlights are shining on that point in time. And what they track, you know, the tracks have obviously do a fantastic job at putting, you know, high visible and you know, fluorescent stuff on the important stuff like, you know, braking signs and stuff like that. But again, the driver still has to see it. So really, it does come down to a lot of faith in your braking point and your lines in this track. It just a lot of it comes down to muscle memory, I think. Probably at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's just time on track. It's not something we typically practice for as race car drivers. We practice a lot of day racing and different types of conditions, but we don't very often practice a lot of night racing. So, you know, a lot of our night racing experience as racers is in league racing. So, yeah, it's sometimes it's hard on some drivers. Sometimes we'll see some of the best drivers struggle just because it's dark out on track and they don't have their typical visual referencing. So what we're seeing, ladies and gentlemen, you see here on the screen as we're looking right now in Garage View, is you see all the yellow with the 1 in it. That's all the drivers that still have to make that required pit stop. The drivers that you see with the green beside their name there, as you see on Spec 1 here, you see the green beside his name. These drivers have made their mandatory pit stop and met the mandatory requirements for the pit stop. So these 4 drivers in Molina, Spec, Darmel, and Gelspeed have already made their tire changes. And it kind of seems like we got a little bit of a nice little, I don't know what we got developing here. I wasn't sure what I was seeing up front there. And currently, because of the pit situation, we have a little bit of mixed traffic, so to speak. Traffic that's lap traffic, but not technically lap traffic yet. And you can see how quickly it's getting dark here in Germany too, ladies and gentlemen. You can see the lights are getting brighter and brighter on the racetrack every time these cars come around here on a lap. So the drivers are going to be battling a few things here now at this point, ladies and gentlemen. So when they started the race, they started under daylight conditions. It was a little overcast, partially clear, so the racetrack wasn't at optimum temperatures. The racetrack was probably decent. It was probably a little bit sticky, but probably a little bit shy of grip. Now what's happening, ladies and gentlemen, is the sun has gone down. It's still partially cloudy. The moon is up. It's getting dark. So what that's doing, ladies and gentlemen, is just cooling the racetrack down. So now the drivers are battling maintaining their tire temperatures because the tarmac surface on the racetrack itself is cooling down. And because that surface is cooling down, as these warm tires are driving on that cool surface, it's kind of like bacon in a frying pan, sausage in a frying pan situation. It creates a little bit of slide. So the drivers have to adapt or make those changes when they make their pit stop, make small adjustments to allow for the changing conditions on track, as well as what's going on around their environment, plus the battles all around them. These drivers have a lot to deal with here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And we will be doing some podium interviews at the end of the race here, so you know, when we do our podium interviews, we're definitely going to be talking to the drivers about how it was handling the nighttime conditions here at Nurburgring GP today, how the track felt underneath the cars, and how you deal with setting up your car for drastic changing track temperatures. So we're on board with Choco currently right now. So what we see is Gale Speed. Gale Speed technically at the moment is lap traffic. However, he's already made his mandatory pit stop where the driver in front of him hasn't. So he's not technically lap traffic. It's a little bit confusing. But so Gale Speed technically is still lead lap traffic. So once the drivers ahead of him officially make their pit stops, he'll be back on the lead lap. So he's not actually lap traffic. Yeah, you know, when you have drivers on different pit strategies, of course, it starts to jumble those drivers up and amongst each other in the pack, and then all of a sudden you've got third place behind seventh place. It gets all crazy. It gets all crazy. Paul Truck's coming in. Evening. Hey, how you doing, Paul? How you doing, Paul T and Paul B? Oh, this is a Seto. I need to get this game. Hey, facts. Facts. Edward coming in with the thumbs up as well. Paul Truck's coming in with that big thumbs up as well. Much love, everybody. We do appreciate you all there. Oh, and we do see Gale Speed now making an attempted move on the inside there. Is he going to do the cutback? You know, he decides to say just in behind there. I was waiting for the cutback to happen there, but it didn't happen. You can see him flashing the headlights there. I think Gale Speed feels like maybe he's got more pace than Choco, but Choco does have the right to battle for this position, so... Game on, baby. And you can see inside the cockpit of these cars, you can see the lighting is very, very subtle, ladies and gentlemen. So the lighting these drivers do have inside the cockpit is basically their instrument panels, their steering wheel control panels, and any of the electronics that are inside the car. That's basically what these drivers have for lighting in their car. And then, of course, whatever light these guys have shining through into their eyes and whatnot in the rearview mirror, of course. But when these drivers are in a condition where it's just them in the race car, they don't have a whole lot of interior lighting, and it's not a bad thing because it allows the driver to see much more efficiently outside the windshield with the bright headlights that the drivers do have on the cars. The more light that you have inside your cockpit or inside your cab of your vehicle, even in real life sense. When you got their bright... Oh, we got contact. We have contact. We have contact between Choco and Gale Speed there. We did see Gale Speed tap into the back end of Choco there.
We are halfway through, not over yet.
And Choco's just going to opt to jump right straight into pit lane here and make his pit stop here. So really unfortunate there for Choco. He's having a good run there. And Gale Speed just came in a little bit hot into the corner there and just got into the back end of Choco there. So... we'll let Choco make his pit stop and let his crew do what they're going to do to the car to get it back on track. And you can see how bright it's getting out here now, ladies and gentlemen, under the headlights. We do have JP now in the lead with Boosted in second, Sephiroth in third place, Tango 2 just off the podium, and then MX now sitting in fifth place. So we've seen MX has come into pit early as well, ladies and gentlemen, and currently now sitting fifth on the track. So what's going to happen here is once the four drivers out in front of MX here pit, should give him the race lead back. So MX is definitely playing some strategy here today. So MX really needs to stay very close to this group, not lose them, not lose too much time to the guys in front of him. He just needs to maintain pace and a certain distance. And if he can do that, then when these guys do go to make that mandatory pit stop for their tires, he should very easily drive right back into first place here. So MX is looking really strong here today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm trying to hit the cycle through the car button like I'm on Gran Turismo here. It's not working, chat. It's not working. So let's jump on board here with MX here. So this is kind of what he's dealing with here in the nighttime conditions, right? So this is what it looks like from his perspective now. These guys are going quite quick. He's 135, 140 mile an hour here right now, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see, the faster the car gets, you can see how much less light is in front of the race car. And you can see as he slows down how much more illuminated the racetrack does get in front of him. So a little bit about what we were talking about for your headlights there. The faster you're driving the car, of course, the more you run over the lighting on your headlights. It's a weird concept, I know, ladies and gentlemen, but it's true. It's a real deal. It's a real thing. And if you pay attention to it when you're driving at night on the highway, test it. Be safe, ladies and gentlemen, but test it. Go turn your low beams on the highway if you're driving, there's nobody around you, and drive about 110 or 115 kilometers an hour or 70, 75 miles an hour, ladies and gentlemen, and watch how much of a difference it makes on how much of the highway you can see in front of you compared to, say, driving 50 miles an hour with your low beams on. It's a real thing. Try it out. So we did see MX just go around Gale Speed there as well. So Gale Speed may very well have a little bit of damage in that race car after his contact with Choco there coming into the Vito chicane. So he might be maybe fighting and battling that just a little bit. And again, he's already pit. So if he wants to fix that damage, he's going to have to eat another pit stop. Alright, let's go see what we can see happening on track here, ladies and gentlemen. So JP is now making his pit stop, ladies and gentlemen. We have MX here, who's now currently sitting second. Should hopefully be able to get around and pull that position from JP. But JP had a pretty sizable lead there over the rest of the field, it looked like. So JP may very well actually come out of pit lane ahead of MX here. Again, it's roughly about a 30-second pit stop here today. We got MX coming around the Coca-Cola corner right now. You see the tires are on the car. The car is leaving, so let's see what happens here. We have MX coming across the start-finish line at speed right now. And we have JP coming out of pit lane. So the drivers are going to have to be aware of each other here because pit lane, again, does exit right out into corner one, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like MX comes out just ahead of JP. And Boosted right there on top of JP as well. So Boosted now battling here with JP for second place. So let's jump on board with this battle, ladies and gentlemen, as these guys are battling here for second and third place. Let's take a quick peek behind. There's nobody behind. So right now the battle here is between Boosted and JP for second and third place. So we're on board with Rockefeller Racing's Boosted for Team SFR currently, ladies and gentlemen. And you can really see he's battling here. He's on the outside of JP. We're going to take a little look. He decides to just back out slightly. Again, very, very difficult to pass here at Nurburgring GP, ladies and gentlemen. It's not as easy as it looks. It really, really isn't. One thing to catch a race car driver, whole another thing to get past that race car driver. I mean, he has the ability to defend here and really park that car in the middle of the racetrack and on his apexes here. And if JP can continue to do that lap in and lap out, it is going to be very, very difficult for Rockefeller Racing's Boosted to get around him. And that Porsche, again, very nimble. It's a very nimble car. It's very good in corners. Bentley's a very big, tanky car. It's not so good in the corners. It's more definitely made for straight line speed as opposed to cornering. So you can see the disadvantages and the advantages right here between the two cars. You can see the Porsche is pulling on that Bentley in and out of the corners, but you can see that Bentley is gaining back up on the Porsche on the straight, with the exception of a little bit of going wide coming out of the corner there. He did get into the sand slightly there. So we're coming into the Vidolf chicane here right now. And then after this, of course, we're into the Coca-Cola corner. So you can see right here, Bentley's going to start to gain on the Porsche. And then we get into the corner. Bentley's got to wind it down a little bit more than that Porsche does. So the Porsche is able to maintain a little bit more speed around the corner because it has less push coming out of the corner, where the Bentley has a little more push. So the Bentley has to kind of take it easy mid-corner to late corner, and then have to do late throttle on this car to really not force the car wide on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. Physics is a real thing. It's called centrifugal force, ladies and gentlemen. So, and what that does is, of course, the more speed you're trying to hold around the corner, the more force is pushing on the car. It naturally wants to push the car outward. So the drivers do have a real Again, race car drivers always have so much to think about. You don't really think about that when you're on the track and you're racing, because I guess it's stuff that you think about normally. It's what you're used to, right? It's in our brains when we're on track racing. But when you're sitting back and say it's perspective like I've got right now, as a racer and a commentator, I tell you, commentating really helps as a racer, because you get to see what's going on with all the other drivers around you all the time, and you get to see what they're battling with. And of course, we're trying to educate you guys, the viewers, as much as we can as well, to also explain and try and help you guys understand what we're talking about when we say all these racing jargon and all the terms that we use. So we just want you to really be immersed in with what's going on and really understand what these guys are dealing with. Yes, we're playing a video game, ladies and gentlemen, but again, we're playing a simulator video game, and these guys are on real steering wheels with real pedals, with real feedback, real brake pressure and feedback, and all that stuff in these guys' pedals. And these guys are working very hard. You know, ladies and gentlemen, the NASCAR, F1, all the LMP1, GT3, GT4, LMP2 drivers, the MotoGP driver, all these guys do simulator racing in the off seasons, iRacing especially. You see a lot of the Sprint Cup guys, the NASCAR guys, and F1 guys in iRacing especially, and that's what they use to stay sharp in the off season, ladies and gentlemen. So simulator racing is a real deal, man. It's the real thing, and these guys work hard, and you do have to be able to adapt and learn on the fly as well, and that's what makes it great. That's what makes it fun. It's not easy. It's a challenge, and that's what makes it fair for everybody. Love this track on ACC. Hey, Chris Reeves in the house. My man, coming in with that big time thumbs up. How you doing, brother? Got that beautiful GTR sitting here as well. Chris Reeves coming in with that massive share as well. My man. Appreciate you so much. Appreciate everybody. We love you guys, you gals out there. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for your viewership. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for cheering our boys on here tonight. Absolutely love it. Fantastic stuff. So MX currently now in the race lead here, and he's got a nice lead here, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not sure what the gap is on JP for some reason, because the timing isn't there, but we do still see a battle between driver JP and Boosted 45 for second and third place here. And I mean, we have 20 minutes left of the race yet still, ladies and gentlemen, so we're only 2/3 of the way through the race. Some of these drivers have pit very, very early, and some have pit very, very late. So we've seen some different pit strategies here as well. And the pit mandate today was a mandatory tire change. So some of these drivers are on fresher tires than potentially the drivers in front of or behind them that are pushing and looking for positioning here. So again, this is Boosted 45 on the back end of driver JP here right now currently. And the car in front of JP is, I believe it's MX. It could be lap traffic though. I'm not 100% sure. It's Gale speed, so it's lap traffic. That's my little cheat sheet, ladies and gentlemen. The game provides me with a cheat sheet. I love it. Just chilling, man. How's your Sunday treating you? It's fantastic, brother. Another great race. Hanging out with my great community. Can't complain. Really can't complain. Representing SFR and IRL here, you know, representing Rockefeller Racing as broadcaster today. Can't complain, guys. Really can't complain, guys. These are just some great shots here by our camera crews at the Nurburgring GP, ladies and gentlemen. And you can see Boosted there a little late on the brakes coming through the corner right there, and you can really see how it affected that Bentley. The weight of that Bentley, it really pushed that Bentley out wide into the corner there. And unfortunately for Boosted, that definitely cost him some time on the Porsche driver JP in front of him. So currently right now we have IRL sitting first and second place, and then we have SFR rounding out the podium in third place. So IRL is definitely looking to build some points here tonight for sure, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, your voice is holding up. I am absolutely shocked. Let's jump in with our chopper pilots here. Now I gotta tell you, massive shout out to our chopper pilots here today. Now these guys are in the air, still bringing us great coverage here at Nurburgring GP from that helicopter. In the dark, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure that is not an easy task. Really is a great shot. You guys can really see the scope of those endurance lights now from the air here too. You can really see the broad light spectrum that comes from all these lights on the front of these cars. If these guys were just running on their high and low beams, it would be quite a bit of a smaller light spectrum. We do see caution flag in front of second place driver JP here. Hopefully nothing happening with the leader up front there, as we know he's just up ahead of these guys. So what we see right now is JP is trying to navigate around Gelspeed, who is currently slower traffic. So he's about to go a lap down here, basically. And you can see JP just sneaking in around the inside. There's a really great job by JP to take advantage of a small opportunity. Again, passing on Nurburgring GP is quite difficult at race pace, ladies and gentlemen. So he took an opportunity of a very small window that opened up very quickly. So great racing sense there by JP in that Porsche to manage to get his car through there. And now what that's done is that's given him a car in between him and third place driver Boosted. So in a sense, he's kind of built himself a rolling cushion now, ladies and gentlemen. However, with that being said, Gelspeed is teammates with Boosted. I would suspect 100% of the way to fully see Gelspeed succeed that position to Boosted the moment Boosted gets on him. And a great shot coming through the Schumacher S's there. Sorry, the Vidorf chicane, and we're coming around the Coca-Cola corner now. I was a little behind myself there on the racetrack here. And again, you know, this is such a weird track name for T1 here. It's such a corner name for T1 here, man. But T1 is called the Castrol S. So, I guess they consider it a bit of an S-curve. And then, of course, we're coming through Mercedes Arena here. Once we get out of Mercedes Arena here, we're going to jump onto the RTL straight going into RTL corner. And then it comes around to Ford curve. So, just an iconic racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. And we knew most of the corner names already for this racetrack coming into the broadcast. So that was fairly easy. We just had to brush up on a couple of the ones we weren't sure of. And those are the ones you still see here be humming and hawing over when we get to them. So, but yeah. We're going to be like track corner name experts here within the next few months. So we got MX getting around some lap traffic here now as well, ladies and gentlemen. So we've got about an 8.5 second gap between MX and driver JP, who's in second place. And then JP has about a 3-second gap on third place driver Boosted, and then Boosted has about a 4-second gap on fourth place driver Autista. So our podium sitters really just need to lock it in, have a good clean final run here for the last 15 minutes, and they should be Jim Dandy fine, I would think. Let's go hood cam. Let's go hood. Hood. You know, GoPro must make a lot of money from these race car drivers. The amount of camera angles on top of these cars. They must have a few cameras strapped to these cars, man. GoPro's got a racket going here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you. These boys quick out here, man. 155s. Yeesh. Okay, 10-4. This poor stream is... my equipment is a little bit tired right now. I'm not going to lie. My computer's not running top-notch today, so I do apologize. Thanks for the heads up, Chris. Appreciate you, my guy. Should be working now. That's what we love about you amazing viewers out there. You're not scared to let us know that the stream's doing some funny stuff, man, so we can fix it for you guys. Appreciate that. Always just want to bring the best broadcast we can out to you guys, the viewers. So never hesitate to give us the heads up here as content creators. We do appreciate it. Don't think that you're being rude by any stretch of the imagination, please, ladies and gentlemen, because all you're doing is helping us out. So we might see maybe a battle for position here for P2 and P3 here, maybe in the late stages of this race. So with that being said, let's go take a look through our field and see what else we see here, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we have this potential battle brewing for P2 and P3. We do have Atista here in 4th place, but he's, again, 5 seconds behind that battle there. So, and Sephiroth is in 5th place. Sephiroth's been having a really great series here too, ladies and gentlemen. Really just kind of a victim of his own circumstances in a couple of the races, just making some mistakes that cost him. And I mean, a lot of the races have had that happen. Magic Man's having a very strong run here too, ladies and gentlemen. You know, I said it earlier in the broadcast that we've seen Magic Man make incredible leaps and bounds here in his first ACC season, and currently sitting in 6th place. So he's having another fantastic run here today, ladies and gentlemen, for Team SFR. We got King here in that Lamborghini sitting in 7th place as well, ladies and gentlemen. He's having a good solid run here today as well. Spec 1 in 8th place, and I think Spec 1 got called in fairly last minute here for this race today as a reserve, so he's having a pretty good race here as well, and he's new to ACC as well, ladies and gentlemen. We see Darmel here, JS coming out of the kitty litter a little bit there, but doesn't look like God had the car in any harm there, except for some dirty tires coming around the next corner here, really. We got RWB Little Mac rounding out the top 10 here for Team SFR, but he has some pressure. Oh, he has traffic on him is what it is. I believe that's Magic Man sitting on top of him there. We have Gel Speed also sitting here in 11th place. We have Choco in 12th. We've got Tango in 13th. We've got Shark Attack in 14th. And we've got Mendy in 15th. And I don't see Catch. So our 2nd and 1st place overall in the driver's standings, ladies and gentlemen, are not going to accumulate points here today. I don't know what happened to Catch. He may be disconnected. But, yeah, he's no longer on the racetrack, ladies and gentlemen. So, really unfortunate for Team SFR there. And, of course, unfortunate for Catch as he's, again, sitting 2nd overall in the individual driver standings currently. So, I'm not sure what happened there, but obviously an internet issue. So I'm not sure what happened here, but Boosted lost quite a bit of time on JP here. So Boosted was right there, about a 1.5 seconds behind JP, and now he's almost 10 seconds. So I'm thinking that Boosted maybe had a little bit of an incident on track, but now Boosted has to worry about Autista in 4th place here, which has a couple of cars in between here. I believe one of them is RWB Little Mac, and I believe the other is Gel Speed. So let us jump on with Autista here. What do we have? We got a little under 10 minutes left remaining. So yeah, we'll drop on with Autista here currently now on track here while he's trying to chase down these drivers here in front of him. Now these drivers in front of him are, as you take a look here, ladies and gentlemen, so you see Autista in white. He's lead lap. He's a lead lap car. So you see Little Mac up ahead of him here and Gel Speed up ahead of him. You see those driver names are in blue. So what that tells us, what that means, ladies and gentlemen, is those drivers are slower traffic or a lap down. So as a commentator, as a broadcaster, even as a racer, if you're looking at the drivers to see who's up next ahead of you, to see how far ahead of you they are, the live timing feed, of course, drivers do monitor that kind of things to see if they're gaining or losing on a driver ahead of them, and of course the driver behind them. They can tell whether or not they have a position car ahead of them, or if they have a lap down car ahead of them, a back marker for lack of a better word. And you see in the Lamborghini here, you can see some blue lighting here. Again, soft lighting helps, right? Soft lighting helps these drivers see in the dark better through their windshields when their headlights are on, ladies and gentlemen. The brighter it is, again, in the cockpit at nighttime, the harder it is to see through the windshield of the vehicle. So the soft lighting, the blue lightings, and just the dashboard lighting is allows these drivers really to maximize their vision. Now keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, these drivers are wearing racing helmets as well, right? And visors, so they have a lot to deal with as far as visual distraction goes. So anything that these race car engineers and builders can do for the drivers to try and keep their sight lines as clear as possible, of course these guys have thought of and implemented into these race cars. So, oh, yeah, let's go to the garage. Let's see what else we can find. We keep doing it, chat. We keep doing it. I can't believe it hasn't locked me up yet. We really just don't have anything for battles here right now. Let's jump on, let's jump on with Magic Man for a couple minutes here. Magic Man's having a really fantastic race, ladies and gentlemen. So let's jump on with Magic Man here for a few corners. As you can see, all the drivers have really just kind of settled into their position. No driver really has any real pressure from another driver on track at the moment. So as we near the end of the race here, we've got 6.5 minutes left. Unless something drastic happens now for a driver, a spin or an incident, I don't think we're really going to see position changes here. So we're just going to kind of hang out with all the boys on track. We're going to try and get some love out to all our drivers, and then, of course, we'll watch our leaders come across the start-finish line here at the end of the race. The Hans device and headsets on the race seats can constrict vision too, especially when your helmet is strapped into the seat, so it's hard to get that side-to-side view when you're strapped into the beautiful machines. Facts. Absolute facts, Chris. Well said, my man, and you're not wrong. I mean, obviously the Hans device and the 5-point safety harnesses and the helmet strap are there for driver safety, ladies and gentlemen, upon impact. In a crash or a wall or whatever. So and driver safety has come leaps and bounds even over the last 5 years, ladies and gentlemen, in motorsports in general, whether it be LMP1s, whether it be GTs, whether it be MotoGP, whether it be NASCAR, F1, IndyCar, whatever your style of racing, sprint car, dirt cars, drag racing cars, all of it. All of motorsports, right across the spectrum, ladies and gentlemen. Even our street racers out there, you know, safety really is priority nowadays, and it's just come leaps and bounds. I mean, the accidents that we see in some of these events and some of these races in real life are absolutely just crazy. You don't know how the drivers walk away from it. You just don't. We're going to jump on with Choco here for a minute. And Choco's having a pretty good race as well, ladies and gentlemen, so he should really be happy and pleased with what he's got going down here right now. And in all honesty, ladies and gentlemen, he's currently sitting 12th, started in a field of 18 drivers. So he's definitely moved up some positions here, and he's been doing a really good job here at the Nurburgring GP today. So Choco should be really happy with his progress here today. Stepping in as a reserve driver, again, he doesn't practice a whole lot for this because he's not expecting to be racing in these events, and he gets called in. So he's doing a really great job here on the Nurburgring GP today in that Bentley. And yeah, just want to give the man some love, since obviously he's not here commentating and broadcasting for IRL today. So yeah, let's get the big old great beautiful Choco some camera love here, ladies and gentlemen, for what we can see anyways, right? It's getting quite dark here, as you see, at the Nurburgring GP. So we are under the 4-minute mark here, ladies and gentlemen. So you're going to see a couple more laps out of these drivers, and that's going to be it for us here at the Nurburgring GP today. But we're not running away as soon as the race ends, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, we're going to jump over into our Discord server there, and we're going to do some podium interviews right after. So, and hopefully our man Choco is going to jump into the podium box here as well at the end of the race and come tell us a little bit about what IRL is all about as well. All right, who do we want to jump on with now? Let's go right along with that GTR. I mean, the only GTR on track, ladies and gentlemen. Honestly, it's the only GTR I've seen on track all series long. So, got to give some love to that Nissan on track here right now as well, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll give them about a minute of love here on camera. There we go. And you can see, ladies and gentlemen, again, reserve driver getting called in last minute here as well for, I believe, Team IRL, ladies and gentlemen. So he hadn't even had time to put a livery on that car today. So Chris Reeves, my man, coming in with that big 95 star bomb. Dude, you're a legend. Let's get a hashtag Chris up in the chats, ladies and gentlemen. Absolute legend right there. We appreciate you, my man. Thank you so much for those stars. My community knows where the page's stars go, so you know you're doing, you know exactly what you're doing there, my man. You know that's going to go to the next great cause that we partake in here at GT45 Gaming. So thank you, my man. Alright guys, we gotta jump on with our race leader here now. We're gonna jump on board with our race leader here for about a minute. And then we're going to... I'm monitoring that timing gap too a little bit to make sure that battle for second place doesn't develop with us not paying attention, of course. But we're gonna sit on, we'll sit with our camera crews here for about a minute here as MX comes around. And then we will... continue on with MX to the finish of the race. So yeah, we said at the beginning of the broadcast, MX has been looking very quick here at the end of the series. He was qualified in pole position last week in Barcelona, and the week before in Barcelona before the race got postponed. And yeah, he qualified pole here again today. So that Audi, he is dialed in. Let me tell you, MX and that Audi are dialed in, and this is definitely a driver to be looking out for going into round 8.
Right, man. Leader is on the final lap. Give it a man.
And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. You can see MX is flashing those headlights. He's excited. He's happy. He knows he's one more lap away from that podium and that beautiful race win here today. And he's been working hard. MX has been working hard all series long, man. I'm happy for him. He deserves it. Alright, so we're going to head back to the garage because this is the best way for us to get through the field as they come across the start-finish line, ladies and gentlemen. Here comes the fireworks. Hey, we love a good race finish. We love a good race finish. Alright, so yeah, our leader's coming around that Dunlop curve right now. You see him just slipping past around... I believe that's Atista there? Shark Attack. Alright, 15 drivers remaining on track here. It looks like we've had 3 disconnects. It looks like we have Little Mac has parked it in the pit lane as well, ladies and gentlemen. So he's having an issue of some form or another. He's been in pit lane for about 3 laps here now as well. So it looks like he's had to put the car in the garage for the remainder of the race, which is really unfortunate. But definitely completing more than enough race to, of course, be there for the points. So we're coming into the Vito chicane right now. Going to come around the Coca-Cola curve for the final time here tonight, ladies and gentlemen, at the Nurburgring GP. And our race winner tonight is going to be IRL's driver, MX, ladies and gentlemen, in that Audi. Absolutely outstanding job by MX here. We have JP now coming around that Coca-Cola curve. Team IRL does finish first and second here tonight, so that Porsche coming across the line in second place. Great job by JP there as well, ladies and gentlemen. We've got Boosted coming around here right now for Team SFR, and he is going to round out that podium here today in third place. Congratulations to all of our 3 podium finishers. Great job. We've got Atista coming around here right now, and we see Spec just in front of him, so Spec's going to finish in 8th place. We see King finishing in 7th just earlier there. We now have Atista coming across in 4th place. We got Sephiroth now coming across with another strong finish here as well in 5th. Magic Man's coming around here for 6th place. We see Darmel Tango 2 coming 10th, 11th. We also see Shark Attack finishing in 13th place, as we're here with Magic Man now, as he's coming around the final part of the race here for himself tonight as well, ladies and gentlemen. We'll jump on with Choco here as he comes around finishing P12 here today. So really great job by Choco, as he had a really great race today. He should be, I'm sure he's going to be quite happy with what went down there today for him. We got Magic Man coming around here in P6 as well, and I know Magic Man's going to be pretty pleased with that result as well, ladies and gentlemen. So nice job, Magic Man, for Team SFR, ladies and gentlemen. We also have Mendy here coming in on reserve, finishing in 14th position, and then Little Mac will finish 15th. We see Molina, Catch, and Autista, all 3 drivers for Team SFR, out of the race before that 70% complete mark. I'm not sure about Catch, but I know the first 2 drivers are, so 2 drivers will definitely not be getting points here today, and it's really unfortunate, but that's the way it goes, ladies and gentlemen. So there we have it. There is the beauty race right there. So MX with the win, JP finishing 2nd, Boosted finishing 3rd. We have Autista in 4th, Sephiroth in 5th, Magic Man in 6th, King 7th, Spec 1 in 8th, Gelspeed in 9th, Darmel in 10th, Tango 2 11th, Choco in 12th, Shark Attack 13th, Mendy in 14th, Little Mac finishing 15th, Molina, Catch, and Autista all retiring out of the race early. So that was a really great job by everyone there today. And you can see the guys are just on their cool down lap here. Little victory lap here for our podium finishers, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, our podium finishers here are going to line up on the line now, and I'm not sure where our 2nd place driver is here. I think that's him going into pit lane. Alright, I got a couple of race shots. We are missing our P2 finisher here, though, for the media shots, guys. So I'm not. Maybe he forgot. I'm not sure, but great job by our podium finishers. As we see MX for Team IRL again, ladies and gentlemen, finishing 1st place overall. We see Boosted 45 sitting there in 3rd place as well, and then normally on the left side, or I guess the right side of MX, there we would see JP, and I think I hear his car coming right now, actually. No, I think I hear cars blowing donuts in pit lane. Good game, boys. Yo-yo goes. Great race tonight, boys. Fun race. Hey, welcome, everybody. So we're just going to jump back into the Discord server here. Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. I got to jump into the right spot.
Green light, green light.
All right.
Go, go, go.
So we are in the interview room. So we're just going to wait for our drivers here, ladies and gentlemen, to pop in. And we will commence with interviews. So we may or may not see the drivers come in for the interviews. It's entirely up to them, of course. And we're going to shut the alerts off on the stream so we don't deafen all our poor viewers out there. And turn some audios here, turn some audio there. All right. Now, I know last week when we did the podium interviews, it took a few minutes for the drivers to get into the Discord server and get ready for the interviews, so we'll just hang out here for a second, ladies and gentlemen. So, again, to start off with, thanks for hanging out with us for this awesome hour-long race here at Nurburgring GP on ACC. We do appreciate it. Of course, on behalf of SFR and IRL, we would like to thank all our viewers for tuning in, hanging out, smashing those reactions, of course. If you shared the stream out, we love you for it. And, of course, just hanging out, commenting, and cheering on your favorite race car drivers. This is why we do it, ladies and gentlemen. And every single time you guys and gals come in here supporting our drivers on track, it's they just want to keep doing it for you. They want to continue to improve and get better and faster and continue to provide even better and better races and action for all you amazing folks out there that watch from home, from work, from wherever it is that you guys are tuning in from today. And yeah, thank you. You guys are legends, man. We love you. It wouldn't happen without you, and we really, really do appreciate all our support. Is there something with their setups on why the rotors are glowing on the straights? Maybe the brake ducts are closed more to retain heat in the tires or brakes? It's just a ACC glitch, Chris. The brake rotors are always red hot, no matter what. I think it's just a console thing. I don't think it's a PC thing. I think it's just a console thing. GG's boys says, Chris Yo-Yo Go says, Magic, great race tonight, boys. Hey, good job, Boosted. Magic, you too, brother, man. Nice job tonight. Darmel, you too, brother. Good game, gents. Fun race. It was. You guys did fantastic out there. T1 was beautiful. Yeah, beautiful.
What up, what up?
Good day.
Holy shit. I'm sweating.
You and me both. Great job out there, you guys. Great job out there. I'm just waiting to see if Booster's going to jump in here. Boosted's over in the YouTube chat right now. You coming in, Boosted? 4 wide on lap, 1-0 contact. That was a thing of beauty. Yeah, that was pretty crazy, guys, for sure, man. For sure. Alright, well, we don't see Boosted popping in quite yet, ladies and gentlemen. So we'll commence without Boosted. If Boosted does jump in, then we'll just jump over to Boosted. And, of course, commence our interviewing process like we always do here. So, Team IRL tonight, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely putting on a showcase. Of course, we had MX finishing first place and JP finishing second place. We've seen JP on the podium last week in Barcelona, finishing third place. Had a very solid race there. And just moving his way up one step on that podium each race towards the end of this championship. So, to start off with, JP, congratulations, my man. Absolutely fantastic race by you here tonight. And you really seem like you got that Porsche dialed in. So, as we said, we finished third last week. You got second this week. We're going to see a first place finish in the final round here next week, you think?
For sure. That's what I'm aiming for. But, yeah, MX was too fast today. So, congrats to him. And, yeah, I hope I can battle him next time.
That was some great driving you did there, JP. You know, very early on, you and Boosted were battling pretty good in the early laps there. And coming into turn one, Boosted seemed like he had a really good run coming into turn one. And then I think he outbroke himself a little bit. He tapped you in the back end a little bit there. And he got you a little bit sideways. But you did a really good job to keep the car under control. And, of course, Boosted making sure to stop on track and make sure you keep that position. As obviously, you didn't mean to get into the back end of you. But did that cause you damage there?
Yeah, just a bit, but no, it was alright. I mean, it's racing, so these kinds of things happens. But seriously, like, awesome fight with Boosted. I'm still sweating this one right now. It was so much pressure, and seriously, awesome race.
And it was a fantastic job. I mean, like I said, you've been looking really solid in that Porsche, both you and MX. Really looking good there for Team IRL currently, and both of you had incredible pace in the last couple of rounds, and and you guys just seem to keep finding more and more. You guys are really putting pressure on the rest of the field, so we're definitely looking forward to what you're going to have to bring in the final round next week, and hopefully you can grab that #1 spot for yourself. That'd be fantastic.
Sure. Thanks.
Awesome. Cheers. All right, we're just going to pop back in for the server for a second, see who else is in here. All right, so we do have Choco in here, so we'll talk to Choco right after, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to head over to our race winner here today, MX. Congratulations, MX. You dominated the race pretty much start to finish here today, and you definitely had some incredible pace. Why don't you tell us a little bit of how the race felt for you today?
It felt pretty good. There at the beginning, they were keeping me within sight. They weren't letting me go. And then there for a minute, I made a few mistakes. Lap times dropped. Man, they came to a little bit of time, and I think JP got back to within 1.3 of me, and I just put my head down and just quit looking at times, quit looking at anything, and just focused on the track ahead.
Now, of course, with the drastic changes in time of day here tonight for you guys we went literally from night to day, or from day to night very, very quickly. Now, with that being said, I was explaining to the viewers during the broadcast that, of course, you guys have a lot more to deal with when you have the time of day changing like that so dramatically on the track. It really does affect the track temperature. So how do you guys prepare yourselves for that during the race?
I try to start out with my pressures knowing that it's going to drop. I try to start out with them a little higher than I really liked them to be. So that way I kind of got a middle ground on them. At one point, I don't think I ever dropped below 27.3 on any tire.
Awesome. And I mean, obviously with that changing, does that change your pit strategy as well when you're going through your race? I mean, obviously all you guys have a pit strategy in mind before the race starts, of course. But sometimes we have to adapt those strategies as race car drivers depending on our situations we're in. So, of course, with changing track temperatures, it might tighten the race car up or it might loosen the race car up a little bit. Is there in-car adjustments you guys can make while you're racing, or is that something that you guys have to do in that pit stop?
I didn't make any adjustments to my car one bit. Tire pressures for my stop, for my second set, I went up some on those. Other than that, I really didn't change anything. Just tried to stay focused. Had a great pit stop. I actually came in, I think, a lap or two earlier than I wanted to, but I was trying to make sure I got the undercut on both of those two behind me. And it obviously worked. It gave me some time there.
Yeah, it was a great decision. There was a few drivers that pit early in the back end of the pack too, and I think that was mainly just to get out of battles, right? I mean, sometimes the drivers decide to pit a little bit earlier than what their strategy intentionally is in their mind, just to get out of that battle, because sometimes getting out of a battle is just the best thing to do. When you come out, you have clean air to race, and you can just run your lines, and hopefully that undercut worked. And in this case, it definitely worked beautifully for you. You came out after your pit stop in 5th place, and by the time your front runners had all pitted, you were already sitting in 2nd place. So you really placed yourself in a great position to win this race tonight.
The only reason I pitted early is I was looking at the map and I was seeing where I'd come out in traffic, and I was trying to make sure I didn't. And that was, that was a big reason I went ahead and stopped a couple laps early than the other two guys, was just to make sure I didn't have that traffic. And then I had one minor moment there close to the end of the race where I was passing a couple of the lappers, and they're in the stadium section, and I think they got together, and it was right in front of me, and I think I got a brown spot still from that one.
a little pucker factor going into the Mercedes arena there, yeah.
I thought for sure, oh great, I'm going to get taken out by these two, and my race is going to end right here. And it was like, considering my luck and the way it's been in this whole series, it's like, that'd just be my luck today.
I gotta tell you, obviously the first attempt at round 6 in Barcelona, of course that race getting postponed, you looked very strong there. You provisional polled both the qualifying runs there, and then we come into the reschedule of round 6, and you come in and you just dominate again in qualifying, and literally lost that pole at the very, very last hot lap to Molina, unfortunately last week, but still looking strong. And then he came in this week, and you and JP again, just looking so strong and so quick in the Audi and the Porsche. And I'm sure you guys are definitely two of the guys to beat here again going into the final round next week. So congratulations, MX, on your win. I'm sure that you're over the moon happy about that right now. You definitely deserve it, and hard work pays off, my man. Congratulations.
Thanks, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we do have the gentleman that does typically cover this series here for IRL. Choco also here in the Discord, and Choco's going to tell us a little bit about IRL here today. So, welcome in, Choco, and yeah, fantastic race today too. You had a really good race today. I know that you don't race a whole ton for the series, so you're a little bit out of practice. So I assume that you're probably pretty happy with that 12th place finish today. You looked really good on track today. And tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on over at IRL there.
Yeah. Hey, Ghost. Thank you for having me, man. And I appreciate you broadcasting first of all the series from due to my absence. And phenomenal job. Truly enjoy watching the broadcast once it's over. And great job. Thank you for that, sir. But yeah, we have a lot of great stuff coming up. Again, we're about to wrap up the series here. One more race at I forgot Zandvoort. So we go to Zandvoort. We finish it off at Zandvoort next Sunday, and then that'll wrap up the Versus series. So hopefully, yeah, we have a strong finish, and we have some drivers. We're missing a couple drivers today, but yeah, it's been a great series, phenomenal series, and we're gonna have a lot of good stuff coming up. So Catch and I, we established a great partnership here and a great series so far. So we have a lot of things coming up, but looks like our PS5 series here will begin here shortly. We don't want to take too much of a break after the series. Want to keep the drivers going, but we're gonna have a huge PS5 going between both SFR and IRL. So we're gonna discuss the time and dates, but mostly it's gonna be probably like on your Fridays or Saturdays. We're still working up the schematics with our race coordinators as well and Catch's admin team. But we do have the PS5 platform, which will be starting here shortly here within the next, I want to say roughly 2 weeks or so. And then as well as the PC side, working on some things out with SFR as well. So we got a couple things going on, some charity events we're looking at putting together. And yeah, but we're gonna have some stuff, and as we progress in the season, things do come up where we add to the season or have an event, a scheduled event, something that we don't know that's coming up, and we'll just throw it in the season, and we'll see if the guys like it or not. But thus far, these versus championships have been very, very exciting and very fun. This is our second annual one, so. And what we want to do is we want to get more leagues involved in this versus championship. It builds camaraderie, it builds competitiveness, it builds a lot of good stuff within leagues as well. So this is something we're going to be discussing as well, and maybe get some more leagues involved to participate with this versus championship. So yeah, that's what we're looking at here in the short future.
Awesome, that sounds amazing. And you said Ghost Magic word with charity there, so make sure you hit me up when you got that stuff rolling, and let me in the loop here, because I'm definitely interested in that for sure. And what other platforms do you guys compete on besides ACC?
We're looking at GT7 here. We're looking at starting a NASCAR event. I have the GT7 guys putting that together. I think it's a Chevy and Camaro NASCAR event. I'm not sure when, but that's in the works right now. We do want to get a GT7 league going. So we putting a livery together. But we want to pique the interest. I know there's kinks and bugs that needed to be worked out with the GT7. So yeah, we're looking at definitely getting that started. And in the future, maybe some other platforms on the PC side, maybe some iRacing. But as of right now, we're just gonna stick with the regular PC on our G portals, and go from there. But as of right now, ACC GT7 as of right now.
Beautiful, beautiful. We did definitely have some guys inquiring in the chats here tonight about what you guys are doing here. We definitely have some guys interested in the iRacing side of things, and definitely have some ACC interests. So we do have the SFR Discord server pinned in both the YouTube and Facebook comment sections, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are interested, you want to see what's going on over there, you want to see what they have available for leagues, events, series, join that Discord server. Of course, one of the guys there will hook up with you. They'll find out what you're looking for, and we'll put you guys in the right direction, whether it be with Choco and MX over at IRL, or another league representative, or whether it be the SFR guys, and we'll get you guys dialed in, we'll get you set up, and we'll get you on track racing with us. We would definitely love to see you out there.
Yeah, man, Ghost. Hey, I appreciate it, buddy, man. Great broadcasting again. We once again we greatly appreciate you there broadcasting on behalf of myself. I'm usually the broadcaster, like you said. I truly enjoy broadcasting it, but man, someone to fill in the shoes. Catch couldn't pick no one better.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Ghost, you take care of yourself, man, and hopefully I might be in the booth next week, but
Oh,
if we
we
don't get
love
all our
that.
drivers back, I'll be on the track, man.
We'll love you in the booth next week. That'd be the best way to finish off the series. Obviously, is to have both our commentators together to really send it off with the right way. I think so. Hopefully, we have you in the booth next week. That'd be fantastic.
You got it, brother. We'll send it off with a banger.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers, sir.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. So there we go. So there's one of our representatives from IRL, and that was Choco on track. We did see him finish in 12th place there in the IRL Bentley, ladies and gentlemen, and we felt it was important that we got IRL in here and in the spotlight. Of course, we're here representing SFR as far as my broadcast goes, because that's just the team I'm a part of. And of course, SFR has reached out to me to cover comms as well to make sure that this is being broadcast in case Choco was unable to broadcast because of like a situation today where he had to jump on track and race himself to fill in for the team. So hopefully, with any luck, like I said, both of us are going to be in the box next week, which would be fantastic. Choco is seriously a high energy dude. He puts on great comms. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, IRL on YouTube, just literally go over and search IRL on YouTube and look for that logo that you see on the screen there in the top right hand side of the center of the screen, ladies and gentlemen. And that'll be their YouTube channel. So you can definitely go check out some of the older broadcasts. Of course, some of the earlier broadcasts from the series. I didn't start broadcasting, I believe, till it was around 3 or 4. So I've definitely missed a couple of the first earlier races in the season, so if you guys want to get caught up, over on the IRL YouTube, all those races are definitely there. They're commentated by Choco, and let me tell you, man, the guy has fun. He's a blast. He's high energy. He's good vibes. I really, really hope we've got him in the box next week, because it'll be an absolute fantastic broadcast. So again, ladies and gentlemen, your boy Ghost, we're here on behalf of SFR and IRL versus Challenge. Apparently second, this is their second running here, so it's been a great series. We're down 7 of 8 rounds, ladies and gentlemen. Next week is the final round. It is the championship run. It's the final race. All the marbles are going to be put on the table here next week, ladies and gentlemen. So be ready for a standing shake-up, ladies and gentlemen. Be ready for a shock when these standings all get shook up. I believe the drop round is coming in effect today after this race. So I could be wrong, but it would only make sense to happen before the final race. So if I'm mistaken, I'm mistaken. But I am pretty sure that this drop round's happening, ladies and gentlemen. And that's going to shake the standing up big time. So with that being said, can't wait to see everybody next Sunday. Same time, same place, same channel. You heard everybody. We're going to be at Zandervoort next week for an absolute fantastic race finale and championship series finish here. So thank you very much. Again, I'm your host, GT45 Gaming, and we love you guys so much. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you everybody for the reactions, the comments, the shares, the stars. You guys are legends. Thanks for hanging out, cheering on these racers. Every fan these guys get is just motivation for them guys. So you guys keep doing what you're doing, because seriously, some community, hashtag talk community, baby. There's nothing better than the sim racing community. So thank you everybody for your support. We love you so much. Be safe. Like Ghost says at the end of every broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, we always challenge you. Never ever shy away from a random act of kindness. If the opportunity arises, please jump on it. Do it. You could change somebody's life. And most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, stay winning.